Hello Glenn, we've got the transmission out of your 05 F150. This is what it looks like when it's apart. I'll go over some things with you that we found inside so you know what the inside looks like. And Eric or Amanda will contact you with the different cost estimates. So we'll start over here. The actual problem, if we look at this forward drum, so this drum comes on for all the forward gears. If you look down where the red light is here, so right there, that's a snap ring groove. And if we look up here, you can see right here the drum is actually broken off. So that gap is not supposed to be there. What happens is now the piston over travels, and if we look inside here, you can see little pieces of black rubber there. Those pieces of rubber are going to be the slip seals for the forward clutch. And now you got oil bypassing there. Plus, this groove is supposed to be what's actually stopping the clutches from over traveling as well, so to actually clamp them on. So that drum is no good, obviously. If we look at the low reverse band, you can see where the red mark is here. Camera may not pick it up well, but that area there is flaked off. That's the first contact when the band goes to apply around the drum, so that band is no good. If we look at the overdrive band, you can see the black line here. So the black line is going to be from slippage, so that band is no good. The band itself, there's a new lining, dark green lining, which is high energy, that's much better. This area, this direct drum, there's some spline wear, so the splines that are right down in here are probably about 25% worn. On a recondition, we would replace that. Eventually those splines will wear out, but it's not that common for that to happen. On a repair, we would reuse that drum. On our clutches, this set of clutches is for our intermediate, which comes on for second gear. So we have some darkening. This is a dark green lining. And then if you look at the steel plate, you can see the leopard spotting there. So that's an indication of slippage there as well. So that clutch has been slipping a little bit. This is our forward clutch. You see the steel should be a nice even color all the way across. Same thing with our frictions. So the forward frictions are worn, but they're not actually burnt. This is our reverse input frictions. They look okay too. You can see uniform color here, and same thing on the friction plates as well. This snap ring around here. So this snap ring can sometimes blow off of this drum, so on a recondition, we put a snap ring on there that will lock itself onto there. So it's not that this snap ring has failed right now, but the snap ring, the other design snap ring, just plainly simply doesn't come off. If we look at the valve body, so underneath here, there's still some valves that we'll have to vacuum check and stuff, but normally the pressure regulator is going to be in here, so a lot of times we'll see some wear there. This separator plate here, right where the red laser is, there's little hairline cracks that are kind of going like this, and we call them spider cracks. And what happens there is underneath that plate there's oil pressure that's actually bleeding past two channels and causing this to deflect, and the deflection is what causes the metal to fatigue. So this piece here we call a stiffener plate, and you can see how there's a stiffener plate there, and there used to be one there. We never used to have this problem until Ford decided to remove that plate, probably to save a little bit of money would be my guess, but the fix for that is we put the stiffener plate back on. So we get a kit from the aftermarket that has a gasket to cover those cracks, and that fixes that problem. So underneath the valve body plate, you can see these channels here. It's basically going to be oil leaking from one channel like this across the wall into the other. That's what we're concerned with. So that's the reason why the stiffener plate is important. This bore right there, that's our overdrive servo pin bore, and very often that's worn, so we're going to have to check that. If it's worn, we're going to have to sleeve that, and then we put a bronze bushing in place of that. So that's about what we found inside the transmission. As I said, Eric or Amanda will contact you with the cost estimates, and now you know what the inside looks like. Hello again, Glenn. Just showing the servo pin itself. This movement here, that's the wear we're talking about. That should be a tight fit. That release oil for that band goes through that pin, so we need that to actually be a nice tight fit to stop any cross leaking. So that bore should fit the same as this bore. You can see there's just I'm trying to wiggle it, you just can't really see any movement there. But when we put it in here, you can see the movement here, and that's what we're talking about. So that bore is worn. Thanks.